Please make sure you have your lab manual and you've turned your page to 205 for today's lab called Locating an Epicenter of an Earthquake. So we're going to be locating an epicenter, and in order to do that we need information from 3 seismic stations. And for instance, this is a Southern Californian earthquake, and we are going to start with Baker, California. That is 35 miles from the epicenter. Here's the other 3 cities that we're going to be working with. So with your compass, you use the map scale at the bottom of the map, and you stretch your compass to match the distance that Baker is from the epicenter, which is 35 miles. So do that now. If you need to stop the video at any time to do the drawing and then restart it again, that would be fine. So then you take your compass that's been stretched to 35 kilometers and you put it on Baker, and with your compass you nicely draw a circle around the town. That tells you that the epicenter is somewhere on that circle. With triangulation, you need another seismic station's information so that you can help narrow down to find and locate the epicenter. So here the next one is 45 miles from the epicenter. So Barstow is 45. You stretch your compass out, and then you with your compass draw a nice circle around, and you'll start to see that it's intersecting the other circle in 2 locations. So now you've narrowed your epicenter down to 2 locations. The last one is 160 miles from the epicenter. So with some sort of scrap piece of paper, you want to mark off 100, slide it over to 0, and then mark for 60, so that when you are all said and done, you have a distance that represents 160, like I have here on my scrap piece of paper, and I'm stretching it all the way to 160. Put that on to Bakersfield, and you're not going to be able to draw a whole circle, but you're interested in where it does cross the other 2 circles that you have drawn, the other 2 information. And you can see here that it starts to intersect with the other one right there. So that is now our epicenter. So where all 3 circles meet is our epicenter of the earthquake. The next thing we want to be able to do is determine the latitude and longitude of that epicenter. So practicing latitude and longitude, and remember that we learned that a degree of latitude and longitude can be broken down into smaller units. Hopefully you're thinking 60 minutes. Not 60 minutes a time, but it's an angular measurement if you were to think of foot broken down into inches. So here I just kind of estimated where 30 minutes would be, and I'm estimating that that's probably around 45 minutes. So when I go to write my latitude for that epicenter, I say 34 degrees, 45 minutes with a little slash. And then remember, we're north of the equator. For longitude, you can see the 116 and the 117. And again, halfway is 30 minutes, so estimating that, and then trying to figure out where the longitude would be for that epicenter. So I'm going to estimate around 15 minutes. And so I come back up to write my longitude as 116 degrees, 15 minutes west. And that is how you will complete the rest of this lab.